All right, awesome. And we're live. Cool. So here, check this out. This is what it looks like. Then you go to Lumi Wealth right here, which I'll share with you guys the link to our YouTube channel. I'll put this into the chat here for you guys to follow along. There you go. And when you go in here, you'll see that we have a live video session going on right now. So if you click into here, you'll see this is us live right now, right here. There you go. Perfect. So if you guys follow us on YouTube, make sure you hit that follow, like, and subscribe button, all the above. And when you do that, you'll actually get anytime that we run these kind of free sessions, which we do them quite often. We do them sometimes once a week, sometimes even more often than that. We have quite a few sessions that we put into YouTube. So make sure you check this out. We're constantly posting content here. We go live for lots of different things. We also have a lot of content on how to use our new bot builder, how to use our new website, some of the new bots that we launched. We have lots of good content in there, a lot of good educational stuff. So check it out. It's free. Go on our YouTube channel and make sure that you follow us. Cool. Awesome. But okay, so I know you guys are here for a specific reason though. And most likely what it is that you want to understand how to use AI to trade for you, how to build trading bots. Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Okay, and for some reason, my screen sharing is not working on YouTube. Let me get that fixed. Here we go. Okay. I see here, Landon. Thank you. Yo, nice to meet you. How's it going? If you guys have any questions on YouTube, if you guys are following us on YouTube or anywhere else, make sure that you write your comments. I'm going to be watching that as well. So if you guys have any questions, whether you're on Zoom, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on LinkedIn, wherever you're watching this from, I will be paying attention and will be answering your questions live. That's kind of the whole point of this, right? For us to get live feedback. So if you have any questions, that's how we're going to be able to get back to you. All right. Okay, cool. So let's get started. Right. So I'm very excited to show you guys this. We've launched this website about a month and a half ago now, I believe. So it's very, very brand new. There's a lot of really good stuff that we have in here. And let me first of all show you kind of some of the basic features of our website. And then we'll talk about how to use this to create your own bots using artificial intelligence. Right. Basically, what's happened is it used to be extremely difficult to make your own trading bots. For those of you that have ever joined any of our classes, you know it can be quite difficult to build your own trading bots using Python, and even using AI. It can be quite difficult. So what we've done is we've actually created an AI specifically trained to make trading bots. You can create all sorts of different trading bots for crypto, for stocks, for options. We're adding in futures as we speak. We'll have that very shortly as well. So it's very easy for you to create these bots. And we have a specialized AI that can create that for you. Before we jump into the AI, though, I want to show you a couple things on our website so you guys can see kind of the full power of what we have. So I'm going to log out here. You'll be able to see what it looks like when you're not logged in. Okay, so first off, we have a whole list of a bunch of bots that we're running here. Most of these bots right now are run by us. Again, it's a brand new website, so we're running a lot of things on here. But we're slowly getting more and more people that are running bots outside of our company, right? You could follow along. You can see exactly how these bots are doing. How have they been performing? What kind of results are we getting? All that kind of thing. For example, here you could check out our Condor Spy 10. You see here, this is our best performing bot over the past 6 months. If we click into that, you can see exactly how this bot has been performing. Right? And you can see day by day exactly what it has done compared to the S&P 500. You see the S&P has been going down lately. We've been flat here, right? Because this bot in particular has a VIX check. It checks if the VIX is too high, and it has been very high lately. So it's been pretty much avoiding the market for the past little bit, and for very good reason. It's been making some very good profit over the past little bit, and then just avoiding these times when things are going down. This is a bot that trades iron condors. If you're wondering about what it exactly does, there's also other bots here. You can see our diversified leverage bot, how it's been performing. Right, this thing's been beating the market quite a bit over the past a little while. They're they're both heading downwards right now. These are both correlated on the long run. They're both long only strategies, but they're still beating the market by quite a bit. You can click into here. You can see our alpha pick spot. This is one of my favorites, performing very well versus the stock market, up 8.5%, even despite all this market turmoil. And you can actually change to different time frames, 7 days, 1 year, 2 years, if you want to take a look at how they're doing over those different time periods. All right. So there's our bots. If you log in, if you create an account, which I have created an account here, I'm going to log in. You can actually even see the positions that these things own. Right. So you can take a look at all this stuff. You can see, what exactly does this diversified leverage bot own? What does it do? Right. You can jump into that as well. You can see the different positions. All right. Okay. Cool. So that's one part of our website. If you guys want to track our bots, see how some of our things are doing, some of the things that we've been running. But really what this is all about is how do we enable you guys to create your own bots, right? Because we have some bots here. You could run the bots that we have. You can, we've had that available for quite some time through Lumi Wealth. But really the interesting thing is that you could actually use AI to create your own bots and create your own trading strategies, right? No matter what it is, if you have any kind of interesting trading strategies that you want to trade options, you want to trade crypto, whatever it is that you got, using different indicators, whatever, all that stuff is possible, right? So let me show you how that works. So first off, I'm going to log out here. I'm going to show you this is how you get to it, right? You want to go to botspot.trade if you haven't done so already. I'm going to share this with you here, botspot.trade. The question here from Landon says, what Python module do you use for backtesting? We use LumiBot. It is what we created. It's one of the top backtesting platforms now. If you've never heard of LumiBot, this is it right here. It's our documentation, lumibot.lumiwealth.com. I share it with you there, Landon. Right. This is what we use to do our back testing. It's what we do to do trading. It's been around for almost 5 years now. We released this thing for quite a while ago, and it's grown a lot since then. I'd say this is I've heard this from many different people. They think it's the number one Python library to use for trading and for back testing. It's for good reason, and we make it very easy to essentially build strategies. And then back test them and then trade them very easily. You can use the exact same code for back testing as for trading. You can back test all sorts of things. A lot of libraries out there will only allow you to back test using certain indicators. However, it's very limited. Whereas our platform allows you to back test things like options, strategies, iron condors, all sorts of stuff that will be very difficult to back test with any other type of library. So check it out. That's a BotSpot. That's what we use for our AI. Now, if you want to learn how to actually use our AI, what you do is you go to botspot.trade, and then there's a big blue button here, create strategy using AI. When you click on that button, you're going to be taken to this page right here where you will need to start a free trial in order to get started. All right. So again, it's free. If you don't like it, you can cancel anytime. I think you'll really like this product, so I think you guys will stick on board. And also, for those of you that are attending right now, anyone who's attending during this webinar, if you sign up during this time period, we're going to be marking off about an hour from when we started our webinar. If you sign up during this time period, we're going to give you double the amount of AI credits. Right? So normally when you use our product, you're going to get about 20 AI credits per week, which basically means every time you run the AI, you want to add some new stuff, you want to create a new algorithm, you want to modify something, whatever. That is, each time you do that is one single credit. If you sign up during this webinar here, you're going to get double the amount of credits. So you're going to be able to really make use of our AI and build some really cool stuff with it. All right. So make sure you sign up. If you sign up now, right? This is the time to sign up because you're going to get double the amount of stuff during this session. All right. Okay, so basically, you can go to this page. You can read through it if you want. There's a bunch of different things explaining basically how it works. Right. I'll show you how it works in just a second. But basically, you want to click on any one of these buttons, start your 30-day free trial. You're going to have to get your credit card, fill it in. Again, it is free for 30 days. After that, it's $99 per month. If you like it, I think you can make a heck of a lot more money at $99 a month doing this stuff. I know I have, that's for damn sure. But if for whatever reason you don't like it, whatever, it's a 30-day free trial, right? So you don't have to actually go through with anything. We can make this very easy for you. Okay. So basically you'd go through here, you'd fill in your credit card information, all that, hit start trial, and then that will take you through a process where you will basically set your password and you'll be able to follow along exactly with what we're doing right now. Okay, so check it out, botspot.trade. Click on that big blue button on the page that says create strategy using AI, and it will basically take you through this process of creating your account. All right. Okay. So I'm going to log in so I could actually show you guys what this looks like. Once you've gone through that process, you're essentially going to be taken back here. You'll click on create strategy using AI again once you're all logged in. And this is what the page actually looks like. This is what we have created in terms of, it basically looks a lot like ChatGPT if you think about it, right? We have a big text box here where you can talk to it. You can type out whatever strategy you want in plain English to create it for you. We have a bunch of example strategies here as well. I want to build a bot that trades SPY using RSI. I want a bot that invests in top 10 S&P 500 stocks by momentum. I want a bot that trades TQQQ based on a moving average filter, et cetera, et cetera. Or you could even use existing code. If you've ever built stuff using LumiBot, you could put an existing code there. I've actually even heard of people taking things from TradingView, putting in PineScript, using existing code there, and translating that into LumiBot code where you can actually trade with different brokers in different asset classes, all sorts of stuff. So I encourage you, if you're a trader or if you're a programmer, check out the use existing code feature as well. I think you'll really enjoy that one too. Okay. Right, and Landon saying, I'm using Backtrader now. We'll give this a try. If you take a look at LumiBot versus Backtrader, search some of that stuff up. We have a heck of a lot more features than what they have. Backtrader is very limited. Backtrader, you're only going to be allowed to trade on indicators. You're very limited with the brokers they can connect to. We right now support Alpaca. We support Coinbase, KuCoin, Kraken, Binance. We support Tradier. We're adding support right now for TD Ameritrade, or Schwab, I guess it's called now because they got acquired. That should be available in the next week or so. We're adding support for Tradeovate and NinjaTrader. So if you want to work with a lot more brokers, for starters, LumiBot is going to be a lot better for that. If you want to trade different types of asset classes, LumiBot is going to be a lot better for that. If you want to trade, for example, we've created algorithms that copy Nancy Pelosi. Right, copy Nancy Pelosi's trade. That is not something that's possible using, and actually you could check that out on BotSpot. It's been doing pretty damn well. Nancy Pelosi is one heck of a trader. Here's, if you want to see it, actually you could view it on BotSpot. It's a little aside here. We go down here. Where is Nancy Pelosi? There you go. I think this is with options though. Hold on, let me do the regular stocks. Let's search for Pelosi. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi. Ever since the market crashed, the market definitely crashed and kind of equalized them a little bit more. But assuming you think that the market's going to go back up again, Nancy Pelosi's been beating the market by a really, really big margin. It's actually one of my favorite bots right now. I think this one's super interesting. Either way, that kind of stuff, not possible with Backtrader. Right. So if you want to actually use a platform that gives you a lot more flexibility, check out LumiBot. And then we not only that, but we also have an AI that I'm going to show you right now that you could use to build strategies with it. It's not something you're going to be able to do with Backtrader. Right. So, okay. Let's say we want to build a bot, right? Let's say we want to build a bot from scratch, something really simple. Okay. I want a bot that trades SPY using RSI. You never heard of RSI? It's the relative strength indicator. Basically, it goes from, I think, 0 to 100. When it's very low, it means that the market's been oversold. Usually that's what it means. That's what people usually interpret it as, right? If it's very high, usually above 70 or 80, we'll say that the market's been overbought, right? So here we can basically buy, or we can make a strategy that says, if the market's been oversold, buy. If it's been overbought, sell. Pretty simple, okay? So there we go. I can click on that there, and it'll automatically populate this field here that I can type into. I can also put in whatever else I want here. This is, feel free to do whatever you want. What I'll do is I even turn on my microphone and actually just talk through my microphone to actually build this stuff out, right? But okay, so let's say we want to do this. I want a bot that trades SPY using RSI. If it's less than 30, buy. If it's greater than 70, sell. Awesome. Okay, let's generate that strategy. Okay, so I'm going to hit generate, and we're going to wait a few seconds. Usually it takes something like 30 to 60 seconds to create, depending on what you create, what you're asking for. Some things are more complicated than others. And then also just, we're doing this through OpenAI. Sometimes they take longer, sometimes they're shorter. Okay. So there you go. Here's my generated code. Now notice this. The first time I ever built this, I almost fell out of my chair with this. Think about how long it would take to build this kind of code. This is all Python code right here. If you've been part of any of our classes, I mean, this back in the day would be like hours of work, right? We would have to figure out, okay, how, and not only that, hours for work for someone who knows how to use LumiBot, okay? For someone who's never used LumiBot before, who's never created any kind of trading algorithm before, this could literally take you days to create. Figure out how everything works. How do you place a trade? Yada, yada, yada. Now, 30 seconds, I typed it in, whatever I wanted. It came out perfectly, right? Fantastic. Look at this. This is amazing. All Python code. You can actually even read it up here. We have a strategy description. It says, this strategy trades the SPY stock using RSI indicator. When RSI is below 30, the bot will buy using available cash. When the RSI is above 70, the bot will sell any existing SPY positions. Cool. It's exactly what we wanted. Perfect. All right. If we want, we could even go over some of the code. You see it automatically set up parameters for us, automatically created all these different things in here. Really the way that things should be set up within LumiBot. This is great. Okay. You see here, I even created a calculate RSI thing here. All right. So everything's good to go. This looks great. So now what I'm going to do, and we're actually adding in a new feature soon. Within next week, we do these presentations every week, right? Next week, we're actually going to have a button here that says backtest, okay? We don't currently have that here yet, but we basically have it working right now. We're just working out some of the kinks. It's still a little bit of buggy stuff that we need to work through. So sometime next week, we'll have an actual button here. You can just hit backtest and actually run this thing for you, okay? As of right now, if you want to do a backtest, though, we're going to have to actually run this code, okay? So some of you guys here are developers. I recognize some names here. If you guys are software developers, feel free to copy this, put this into your VS Code, and run in VS Code. Perfect, okay? You're just going to have to set some environment variables. And by the way, if you want to know how all that works, you can go into help here, right? And you can see in help, we actually describe out a lot of stuff, right? Here's our help center, right? You can see some videos that I created or some of our other people created as well on how to actually run this. So you could watch some videos. We have some blog articles for you to read over as well. And then we have also a list of all the secrets and environment variables that you would need to use to run anything. So if you want to basically set into backtesting mode, you set is backtesting to true. If you want to set your backtesting start and end dates, that's how you do it through environment variables. We make it super, super easy. Just create a .env file. Very easy to run this stuff. Or if you run it somewhere in the servers, you set your secrets, whatever, right? Okay, cool. So that's if you're a coder, right? If you're not a coder, let's make this even easier for you, okay? What you're going to do, go to replit.com, right? Here's replit.com, replit.com. I'm going to share with this, share this with you guys here in YouTube and in Zoom chat. And when you get here, you're gonna have to create an account. Account's free, so feel free to create an account, right? With Replit. And again, we're gonna be dropping this requirement soon. In the next couple of weeks, you're no longer gonna even need to use Replit. You always can if you want to. You don't have to use our servers. We're just gonna make it easier for you so that you don't have to use any additional services because people keep asking us for that. But as of right now, and if you just want to do this, if you want to control this yourself, you want to run everything yourself, right? You could do it through Replit. Okay, this is one particular service that I personally really like. This thing is very, very easy to use. Okay, so what we're going to do, once you create an account with Replit, hit Create App, Python, right? And then you can give it whatever title you want, right? I'll usually pick this here. RSI SPY oscillator strategy, right? I'll just copy this here. It automatically gives your strategy a name, right? There we go. I'm going to create an app. Yeah. Okay. Now, once I've created that, it's really simple. All I do is hit copy code and then paste it into here where it says main.py. There we go. I've copied that code over here, right? And then I'm also going to go into tools. There's this little thing down here. And I'm going to search for secrets. Okay. This is what I was talking about earlier, where if you go into the help center, you can actually see all the different secrets that are possible to use, right? So in particular, right now, I want to set this into back testing mode, right? I want to show you guys how to back test. Okay. So I'm going to choose is back testing. I'm just going to copy that, right? Copy this thing right here. And then I'm going to create a new secret, paste in the key as is back testing. And then you can even see here, it says example value false. So you can set it to true if you want back testing. Right, so I'm going to set it to true, add a secret, and then I'm just going to hit run. That's it. All I do is copy over code, set a secret, boom, we're good to go. Right? Really, really easy to do. You didn't have to code anything, literally zero coding involved, right? Notice I didn't code anything. I think pretty soon we're actually going to be able to do this completely from voice. Forget even typing. I don't want to type anything. I don't know about you guys. I hate typing. I'd rather just be able to verbally communicate this stuff. So that's going to be available very soon. Actually, you could even do that right now. If you just turn on, if you have a Mac, for example, you can push the microphone button. I think Windows has the same thing. You can actually just turn your microphone. You don't even have to type anything. Okay, there we go. We see this thing back testing. Boom. We're going to get our strategy out here. Here it opened up our tear sheet and open up our trades file. Let me download both of these. So here's this one here. I can right click and I can hit download, right? And here on this one, I'm going to right click. I'm going to download, and I got these two files where I could see the tear sheet. There's my tear sheet. This is what it looks like, how this thing would have traded. Not the greatest, right? You see here that's actually been buying on the way down. Maybe not the greatest strategy, so we'll modify this thing. We'll make this thing better. Okay. And then we can take a look at the trades in case you're interested as well. You can see exactly what it's been doing. So here it bought, for example, S&P 199 of them. It sold up here on May 10th, and then basically sat in cash for a while. You can see cash actually went up to 103,000, right? By default, we say 100,000 in cash is what it uses. And then it bought down here on August 6th, made a nice return, right? And then over here, now it's actually bought on the way down. The stock market's been dropping. So it makes sense. It's basically buying on the dip, right? That's what this thing does, right? It's a buy the dip strategy, okay? Now, that's pretty good in terms of, it hasn't had much of a drawdown, but also didn't have much of a return either, right? I don't know about you guys. I prefer things that have higher returns. Even if there are some people like if you're getting ready for retirement, that sort of thing, maybe you want something safer. Maybe it's a good strategy for you if it's something safer, right? If you want something safer, right? I don't know about you though. I prefer to have nice high returns. That's what I like doing, right? You can actually see all the breakdowns here. You can see a total return for the S&P was 12%. This strategy was 8%, right? You can see the Sharpe ratio. One metric that I really like is ROMAD, right? Where is this? The max drawdown. See, it's actually safer. The S&P biggest drawdown was 9%. The biggest drawdown for this strategy was 6%. So it is safer. Sure. Cool. Whatever. But let's say you want to get something that's actually has higher returns, right? I like higher returns. That's what I personally prefer doing, right? So why don't we refine the strategy? I'm going to go back into botspot, and we're going to do a refine the strategy. And actually, this time around, what I'm going to do is I'm not even going to type, okay? I'm going to speak this thing out, okay? So one strategy that I really like personally is trading off the 200-day moving average. This is, they call this, I think, the golden ratio or golden cross, something like that. When the S&P is above the 200-day moving average, that tends to be a pretty good time to buy in. It's kind of the opposite of what we just did with this RSI, right? When we're in an upward trending momentum, that's when it buys. And then when it's below the 200-day moving average, it will sell. I want to do that because I think that's going to make a lot of sense. Actually, I've seen this algorithm. We actually have this thing running on our website if you want to track it. I wonder if it's sold actually its position right now. Let me show you what this has been looking like. Actually, I'll show you that in a second, right? But let's first make this strategy actually happen, right? So let's talk this thing. I'm going to turn on the microphone. Instead of using RSI, let's use the 200-day moving average as an indicator. If we are above the 200-day moving average, then buy. If we are below the 200-day moving average, then sell and stay in cash. Also, instead of using SPY, let's trade using TQQQ. Okay, there we go. Again, didn't type anything. It's fully with my words, right? Which makes it even cooler, right? So what I did here is I'm saying, instead of using RSI as an indicator, let's use the 200-day moving averages indicator. I think that's a better one to use for the markets personally. And then also, instead of using SPY, I decided to use TQQQ. And the reason why is because I want to add a little bit of leverage, right? That's me personally. You might not want that depending on what you want to do. You can modify this very easily, right? You could literally, like you saw there, you could just talk to it. You don't even have to type out. So I'm going to hit refine strategy. And what this is going to do now is it's going to refine the strategy. It's going to modify the strategy that we have with these new parameters that I told it to do. So we're going to wait here. It's going to run for a few seconds, right? And then here, we're going to get this new strategy. So it actually says here in the description, here's our new code, right? This strategy trades the TQQQ ETF based on its 200-day moving average. If the last closing price is above the 200-day moving average, the bot buys using available cash. If the last closing price is below the moving average, the bot sells all existing TQQQ positions. Amazing. I didn't write a single line of code. I didn't even write this out. I literally talked to it and it built this out. Look at this. This is actually very sophisticated Python code here. If you look at this, this is 121 lines of code that are written automatically. What the hell? That is amazing. Okay. So let's take this new code. I'm going to copy the code here. And then I'm going to go into Replit again. And I'm going to close these pages that are opened up. Right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete everything in main.py. You can just drag like this, or what I do is I go Command A, right, to select everything. Control A if you're on Windows. You select everything, delete. It's a little bit easier. Or you just delete everything in main.py and then paste this new code in here, right? So you paste it in. There we go. We got some brand new code. Now let's hit run again and let's see how our new back test does. All right, there we go. Super simple. Again, we didn't write a single line of code. Really easy to do. Okay, there we go. We're at 100%. Moving average TQQQ trader is what it's called. Again, I'm going to click right here. These are these files. I want to download them. So I'm going to go download, right click, download, right? And then here we go. Let's take a look at the tear sheet. Ooh, you got hit pretty hard recently. That's not the greatest. Okay. And then we want to take a look at the trades as well. We could download that and we could see how the trades are doing. Okay. There we go. So it did get hit more recently. That's true, right? Now, what if we want to know how this thing did over a longer time period? It's kind of a short time period, right? We're only talking about 1 year here, right? You can actually see here, March 14th of 2024 to March 12th of 2025. And to be honest with you, the market has not been behaving very well the past few weeks at least, but arguably even a little longer than that. We may have not been in the best of market conditions. So let's take a look at how this would have done over a longer time period, okay? So I'm going to close these out. And all we need to do is go into secrets, okay? I'm going to add a new secret. And I'm going to go back to botspot and this under this help again. You see here we set back testing start, right? The default is today. The default end is today. The default start is about a year ago. So let's change the start time period to go further back, right? Let's put in back testing start. And then it tells me how to do this. This is the format here. We go the year first and then the month and the day. So let's go back to let's say like 2011, right? Because I think that's when, say 2012. I think that's around the time when TQQQ came out, right? Because we need, if it wasn't out, then we couldn't trade it, right? So if we go back there, so there we go. Is back testing true? Back testing start is now 2012, January 1st. Let's run that. Let's see how this would have done over a longer time period, right? So maybe over the past year, maybe not the best strategy. If you guys want, we could actually mess around with different strategies. If you guys are interested in trying some things, please let me know if you have any ideas that you want to play around with. Okay, but here we go. We're back testing this over a longer time period. And let's see how it would have done if we had traded this over the past, was that 13, 14 years? Let's see how that would have done. Okay, just waiting for this thing to go. I'm seeing the results here. They're looking quite nice. Look at that. We're all the way up to 2 million already. That's pretty amazing. 3 million bucks. This strategy is looking quite nice here. All right, so let's give it a few more seconds to finish up. 2, 1. There we go. And we see here our trades showing up, and then we'll see our tear sheet show up. Let's download the tear sheet. This is kind of the one that I think is the more important out of the two. Let's download the tear sheet. And there we go. This is quite a nice looking strategy. All right. So how's that for a nice trading strategy? 33% a year. This thing up since 2012, up 4,300%, guys. 43x your money. I'd say that's a pretty damn nice return. I'll take it. You know, I would take 43 times the money. What would that come out to? So I think that's if we did the math, if you put in $10,000, you'd end up with something like 430,000 after 13 years, 14 years. I'd say it's a pretty damn good result. I'm personally really happy with this. Okay. So here is the result here. It's trading with a little bit of leverage. It does have some drawdowns. You could actually compare how it did versus the market. It did have a little bit of a higher drawdown than the market, but actually not that much higher, especially when you consider that the S&P by itself, let's see, it compared itself to the SPY. So if we compare the S&P, total return was 400%, whereas this strategy had a 4,000% return, or in other words, 13% a year versus 33% a year, drawdowns of 33% versus drawdowns of 50. I don't know about you. I'll take those extra drawdowns for 10 times more money in the long run. I'm personally happy with that. Okay, so now there we go. So let's say we have this strategy. You like this strategy, okay? How would we run it now? How would you actually run this strategy? Okay. Well, we have that right here. If you go again into our help page, there's a lot of stuff that explains how to do this. We have a blog on this. You can actually read through. For example, here you take a look at our stock trading bot with AI. This is actually building pretty much exactly this thing that we're going through right now. We built a blog article on exactly this process. You can walk through it here. All right, step 1, create the free trial like we talked about. Again, if you guys haven't signed up for a free trial yet, make sure you sign up for a free trial on botspot.trade. We're going to give you double the amount of credits for signing up during this time. So this is actually the right time for you guys to sign up. Right? You want to generate your bot, right? Create your account with Replit, right? You want to run your back testing, view your output. Right. Then we did the refine. This blog article is exactly about what we're doing right now. Right. Then you want to run your back testing again. You get a nice result here. It was actually even higher before this big drop in the markets, but you know, I think we'll get back to that pretty soon personally. And then, okay, so now next step is what if we want to deploy? Okay, here's an article. If you guys want to see this blog article, let me share this with you guys too. Let's see what this blog article looks like. Okay. And you can basically see here that you'll go to here's using one broker. Again, we work with a bunch of different brokers. One of my favorites though is Alpaca. You don't have to use them. I think they're one of the easiest things to get set up. Let's do that right now. Let's go to alpaca.trade or alpaca.markets. Okay. If you want to create an account with them, just click sign up for free. Super easy to do, right? I'm just going to log in because I already have an account with them. There you go. Here's my login. Boom. Okay, here's my account. Once you create an account with Alpaca, it's really quite easy to use. If you want to create an account, obviously click on individual entity, go through a whole process. I'm just going to go through and show you guys how to do some paper trading right now. But the process is almost exactly the same with real money. Okay, we'll go up to home, top left-hand corner. Okay. Here you see them on paper. You can actually switch over to live if you want to, right? And then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to look for this section that says API keys, right? Sometimes it's on the right side of your screen, sometimes it's on the bottom of your screen, depending on your screen size, right? I'm going to find these API keys here. And if it's the first time that you're using Alpaca, you'll probably have to hit generate. I'm going to hit regenerate because it's the first time, or I've used this before, right? So I'm just going to regenerate my API keys, hit regenerate, generate new keys, okay? And then now I have a key and a secret, okay? That is now what we need to copy over to Replit, okay? And again, we have this. If you need some help with it, we do have that blog to show you what it looks like. Right here, we show you exactly what to do, copy your API keys. So again, check out the blog if you need some help going through this, right? Hopefully this makes your life quite a bit easier. We also have it inside of our help page on BotSpot. If you go down to the bottom here, it says Alpaca configuration. This is how we're going to do it. These are the keys that we want to set and what we want to copy over. The description of how to do it, all that kind of stuff, okay? So basically, we want to set our secrets to be Alpaca API key, Alpaca API secret, and Alpaca is paper, okay? So I'm going to go Alpaca API key, copy that over, go over to Replit, add a new secret that says Alpaca API key. Okay, and I'm going to add another one, Alpaca API secret. I'm going to add that as well. Actually, you know, let's fill that in first because it's going to be, okay. We're going to actually grab the secret from Alpaca, copy that, and paste that in here. There we go. So there's my API key. I'm going to add secret. I'm going to add a new secret again. Then I'm going to go back here, Alpaca API secret. And then I'm going to make that the key. And then I'm going to go over to Alpaca, grab the secret from Alpaca, paste into value, hit save. And then I'm going to add another secret, the last one that we need here from the list. Alpaca is paper, and it says this could be true or false. All right. So I'm going to go Alpaca is paper and go true because we're using paper trading. Okay, and then add a secret. And then also, I'm going to set is back testing to false because we no longer want this to be back testing. Right. So is back tested to false. I'm going to hit run, and that's it. We have a working bot here. We didn't have to write a single line of code. The only thing that you really had to get good at is copying over these secrets, right? Which hopefully we've made as easy as possible for you guys. We're actually working on constantly making this easier and easier. But really all you have to do is copy over those secrets. We're hitting run. Oh, so is back testing false. Let's do this again. Maybe the AI did something weird. No, there we go. Okay. And there you go. It's saying basically the strategy will run again at 1330, which basically means 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. 1330. This is in GMT time or UTC time, which is London time, right? Basically says it's going to check in again at 1330. And there we go. We have a working strategy. If the market was open right now, you'd actually see some trades come through and you'd see this thing actually buying TQQQ or selling TQQQ. And very simple, be making money, right? Here you see this account. I've actually been running with this. It's up $15,000 already. So this is an account that I've been using just as an example with people. But basically, we're up already 15% on this account. So I'd say it's a pretty damn nice example of this here. All right. So very cool. That's about it. So hopefully that's given you a nice little overview of how BotSpot works, how you could use it to generate your own code, how you could run your own code using AI. Again, we're constantly adding in new features here. I would love to hear your feedback if you guys want any specific features added. The next things we're working on is working on a back testing button. We're doing a few other things like that. If you guys have any specific feature requests, I'd love to hear them. But essentially, there we go. That's how this all works. Any questions about any of this here? All right. We see that we're able to create bots simply by talking to them. Really easy, generating bots using AI, using Replit to run them, to backtest them. Super easy, right? Any questions, right? Geronimo, and so that's a loaded question here. Do you expect a big drop in the market? I mean, a big drop has already happened. That's my opinion. Will that alter the fills and the models? So the way that I look at it, and again, I don't want this to come off as financial advice. It's illegal for me to give financial advice, so take this with a grain of salt. This is my own opinion, right? First of all, the way that we run strategies, the way that I run strategies, I want to build a strategy that works in any market condition. I don't like having a bot that's like I have to turn it off and turn it back on again, turn it off and turn it back on again. If I'm going to be doing that with a bot, I mean, I might as well just manual trade, in my opinion, right? So anytime that I build a bot, I want to build something that works across the board, right? So I have bots running right now. I don't turn them off when the market's going down. This is not something that I'm concerned about. If that is something that I need to be doing with my bot, then that's probably something I need to modify in my bot, right? If you would be selling something when the market's down, you could literally just tell it when the market's down, sell. You could literally just say that to the AI, right? And in this case, actually, the bot that we just built will do that, right? Because if you think about it, we've set it if we're below the 200-day moving average, sell. That's in other words saying if the market's down, sell. That's basically what this thing will be doing, right? And actually, to bring that up, let's see if the bot, because we've been running this bot now for a couple of weeks. Let's see how this thing's been doing. It's not the ideal time for it, but there's TQQQ swing trader. Let's see this thing here. I think it actually sold its position. Yeah, look at that. It's been flat, right? So this one, the bot that we've just built actually did sell, right? So if that is a concern of yours, I mean, that is literally what this bot does, right? So it saw the market going down, down, down. It said, okay, you know what? That's enough. Sold, right? And it will not enter back into the market again until we're in an upswing. That's literally the bot that we just built, right? And we built a lot of other bots that will do different things. So you see here, it actually owns T-bills, and right now it's just earning interest, right? It's kind of just sitting there earning some cash, right? So cool. So yeah, so that's kind of my opinion. If you want to know my more general market opinions, I personally think this is a big overreaction. I don't think that these tariffs are going to be a real thing, my opinion. But either way, we're talking about bots here rather than market speculation. Cool. Hopefully that answers your question, Geronimo. Let me know if you have any follow-ups on that. Latoya, hey, it's good to see you, Latoya. It's been a while. It's great to see you. It says, this is amazing. I've tried to do this with ChatGPT in the past with no success, so I'm excited to try this out. Is there a known cap for the code bot will provide, or a cap with the code you can provide botspot to modify? Do you mean the amount of uses? Is that what you mean? If that's the case, there's a little credits thing here. With the starter plan, you get, I believe, 20 credits per week. And then if you get on we don't actually have this on our website right now on the new Botspot website. We'll eventually allow you to upgrade it. But if you get our pro plan, you get 40 credits per week. If you get our all access plan, then you get 60 or 80 credits per week. So it depends on what level you're on. You'll get more, right? So you do have a cap, but I think 20 credits a week will probably allow you to do quite a bit. Again, you know, we can increase that if you guys are on different plans, right? Okay, so question is not the amount of uses, but the lines of code. I mean, I haven't really seen any problems with it yet, right? I've seen this thing get quite sophisticated. I haven't seen any limitations in terms of lines of code. I'm sure I've seen your bots before. They're like, 10,000 lines of code or something crazy like that. Maybe at 10,000 lines of code, it starts to get a little bit more iffy. If you've worked with AI quite a bit, you'll realize that the longer the code gets, the kind of dumber the bot gets, right? Or the dumber the AI gets. So yeah, so generally, if you're seeing something that's super long, I would expect it to maybe start making more mistakes. But that's also probably a good time to split up your files, right? There's probably a time where you should say, okay, we're going to abstract this method out. We're going to abstract another method out. You're going to put those into Python files. And then when you type it in, you'll just say, hey, by the way, I have this other file here that has these different methods that you can use. Here's the methods that you could use. Make sure you import it. Like you can literally write that out, and then it will just import those and use those, right? And your main file can stay nice and small, and you can basically just use those other things, right? That's the way that kind of generally we recommend to write code, right? Is you don't want to have one file that's 10,000 lines long. You want to really limit your files. Kind of my heuristic is around 1,000 lines of code. That's probably means you want to split this thing up at around 1,000 lines of code. That's probably too long, right? Even 500 lines of code is probably more appropriate. So that's the way that I would approach it, right? I would split this out. If you have other logic, I'd put that into different files and just have this thing import that instead and run it that way, right? Yeah, awesome. Yeah, let me know how it goes, Latoya. Definitely. We actually have, every time you run this thing, there's a little feedback box now. So you can actually click the feedback. Would love to get feedback and how we can improve this thing. We're very rapidly improving this. We released this website like 2 months ago, and we're just adding in features like crazy fast, right? So would love to hear your feedback if there's anything that you want to have added in. Kind of the next things that we're working on is we want to make it so you get more notifications around your bots. We want to make it so that you can automatically back test directly through the website, so you don't have to go through Replit. And then we also want to make it so that there's a deploy button, so you can actually deploy bots directly through the website, and then also sharing of AI, right? So if you create an AI thing, you share with others. We want to actually even make it so you could even sell your bots at some point in time as well, right? So that's kind of the things that we have on our roadmap. Maybe we should even make that official and put that somewhere on a page somewhere. But that's kind of the next things we're building out. If you have other ideas, please let me know, because we're constantly improving this thing. And yeah, I'm excited to see what you come up with too, Latoya, because I know you've built some pretty cool stuff in the past. And then you had a follow-up question here along the same lines. If you have code with multiple files to run one bot, can that be uploaded for modification? Yeah, I guess I kind of answered that already. This particular AI is set up to really use LumiBot and that kind of stuff. So it's going to want to create a main file for you, like the main trading file. So if you're going to be using multiple files, maybe those other files might be more appropriate to do through ChatGPT or something like that, if it's a non-LumiBot specific file. But then also keep in mind, you haven't seen some of the new updates that we've done, but we've actually abstracted a lot of things out. Like, for example, if you want to do options trading and you type in options trading, let's say you want to do make a bot that trades iron condors on the SPY with a 1 DTE, right? Let's say I want to make a bot like that. I'm going to hit generate, okay? And you'll see what this thing produces is it actually uses our component system, which is built into LumiBot now, right? LumiBot now makes it really easy to use. Len, you're still paying for Replit. Yeah, Replit's great. I actually love Replit. Yeah, so let's say I want to make this bot that trades iron condors. It's actually going to use our component system within LumiBot now. So you can see here, this thing actually, iron condor strategy, first iteration. Sometimes AI does weird things. Calculates SPY price. Note the strategy for demonstration purposes only. I don't know why it does that. Import polygon. It normally should. I got to actually take a look at this, because there's maybe we didn't add this thing in yet. But what it would normally do is it would take from our component system and actually use these components. So it actually really reduces the amount of code that you need, right? So it could basically create an iron condor very easily using this and whatever. We can say use the options component to actually make this work, right? Sometimes it does this. I don't know why AI likes to say this is for demonstration purposes only. I'm going to actually fix this. Let me make a little note to myself to make this thing say, do not do demonstration for the bots. Always make sure they are working code. It does that sometimes. For some reason, the AI likes to make demonstration code. Use to actually make this code work. I'm going to hit refine. And you'll see that it's actually going to use our options component to make these trades, right? So instead of having to write a ton of code for iron condors, which are quite complicated to build, right? It will actually use our component that we've already done, we've already made to do this stuff, right? So it reduces the amount of code that you need to have in general, right? There you go. So you see LumiBot components, options, helper, right? It actually loaded that in. And then when you see here, when it's placing these trades, it's going to say build call vertical spread orders, right? Build put vertical spread orders, combine them, calls and puts, and then submits the orders together, and it creates this iron condor, right? So it makes that a lot easier for you. So maybe in the past you've had files that were very, very long. I think with the component system, and I think with a lot of this new AI stuff, you probably don't need to have files that are as long either, right? Cool. So good question here, Landon. Is it only centralized dexes only, or can you make this work with things like Uniswap? We don't currently work with things like Uniswap yet. It's actually surprisingly difficult to make bots that trade on dexes. I don't know if you've tried to make them yet. I've made a couple of them, and it's actually really hard to get trades to go through. So we have JavaScript code that does that. If that's something that you're interested in doing, we could actually pursue that and convert some of our JavaScript code over to LumiBot and put that in there. I think it's a very interesting thing. I really like trading on dexes because they do have a lot more coins and things like that available to you. But just getting fills to work properly is actually really hard with dexes. I don't know if yeah, it sucks. Yeah, you know what I mean, right? Getting fills on dexes is really, really kind of a pain in the ass. So that's one of the reasons why we haven't done it yet. If it's something you're interested in, we can definitely pursue that. We can add that capability to LumiBot. I think that's very interesting. We did spend quite a bit of time on that. If you sign up to one of our more advanced plans, this is our starter plan. They kind of get free trial, and you get to use our website, whatever. But we do have more advanced plans, our pro plan and our all access plan, which actually gives you access to like our live classes and things like that, where we can actually build things like this. So we do things every Tuesday. We actually build bots together live, and if you join that class, we've been the past few weeks we've been adding in Tradeovate and TD Ameritrade or Schwab. We almost added Schwab in one single day last week. But we could easily add DEXs as a capability into LumiBot. I think that'd be really interesting to do. So yeah, if you're interested in that, we could definitely go down that path. Right now, that's not a capability yet, but it is something that I do find very interesting. Actually, one of our next things that we want to be working on for LumiBot is adding in the capability of trading futures for crypto. I think that's a really interesting thing. I actually find that more interesting than DEXs personally, right? Because DEXs have a lot of coins. It's kind of hard to sort the nonsense from the good stuff. But when it comes to crypto futures, I think that there's a lot of really good opportunity, right? So that I'm personally really interested in doing that, and I think we're going to add that capability in very soon, right? You say use contract events. What are contract events? I actually like to know what the heck that is, right? Oh, cool. I can actually make your comments show up. Yeah, what are contract events? I don't know what those are. Never heard of those. Crypto contract events. Okay, I see. So you're basically trading on chain with DEXs as opposed to like using some sort of API is what it seems like. I've heard that's maybe the more appropriate way of doing it. I've actually heard that that's a really good idea to do things. I haven't personally tried doing that yet, but I know someone who has, That sounds like a good idea. Yeah, I mean, I think that'd be a cool thing to pursue. Maybe that's something that we can add in. Join us on our Tuesday sessions, right? We haven't done a free session recently, but I think we'll be doing that sometime soon. So if you see us here on YouTube, we'll be doing those live sessions at some point. Again, we haven't done them for a while. We've just been really busy with this website. But I think we're going to start doing our Tuesday sessions open at least once a week or once a month sometime soon. Maybe we could actually do this. I think that'd be really cool to work on. Cool. Great questions, guys. I like this. Any other questions before we finish up for the night? Awesome. Cool. Thanks for everything. Great info. No problem, Geronimo. Happy to help. Cool. I'm going to go back and work on this website a bit more. We're adding in some new features. We're kind of making the sign up flow a lot easier. We want to add in some backtesting abilities. We're doing a lot of stuff. So I'm going to go back and go back into coding mode. But it was great talking to you guys. I saw that a couple of you guys signed up. That's awesome. If you didn't sign up yet, make sure you sign up. Again, if you sign up during this session, we're going to give you double the amount of credits, right? So very good idea to sign up right now, so you get more credits to use this AI with. Either way, I hope you guys have a great night. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, and I'll see you, probably in the next session or next free thing that we do. If you guys sign up to our pro plan, we'll see you on Tuesday nights. Either way, hope you guys have a great night. It's been a pleasure. Later, guys.